Hello again, Railfans, and welcome back to another Double B Rail production. Today we are in Crystal Lake, Illinois, to start off my week for my birthday bash. Our first place would be Crystal Lake, Illinois. Our first train at Crystal Lake would be an inbound Metro with Metro number 126. Our next train at Crystal Lake would be an outbound Metro number 647, Chicago Ogilvie Transportation Center down to Harvard, with Metro 137, City of West Chicago, pulling into the station. Our next train would be another outbound train, this one being Metro 645, OTC to Crystal Lake. This next train will be the next set for inbound 668. And now here comes 668 with the same set of cars, same F40PH number 165, same as 645, now pushing to OTC. Our next train would be another outbound, this one being Metro outbound number 655, another OTC to Harvard. Our final train in Crystal Lake would be another inbound Metro, number 672, Harvard to Ogilvie transportations that are pushed by Metro 151. And that would be our last train for Crystal Lake, but we would be out tomorrow at Barrington. Here we are at Barrington, Illinois, Cuba Road. Here is a UP Maintenance of Way train on the Harvard subdivision. Now, this day would actually be my birthday. We would start off at Bartlett with outbound Metro number 2233 with MP36-3C number 420 leading. Our next train in Bartlett would be another outbound Metro, this one being 2235. This one had an interesting lash-up, a doubleheader. The first unit, F59 PHI number 74. This unit came off UP lines. The second, Metro number 97. Our next outbound Metro would be another, this one being Metro 2237. This one does not stop at Bartlett. This expresses all the way to Elgin. This one had Metro 104, Metro's Special Interest Unit number 104, City of Chicago. The next train would be our first inbound, this one being Metro 2248, Elgin to Chicago Union Station, with Metro F59 PHI number 92 pushing. Our next train would be another outbound Metro, this one being Metro number 2243. This one being led by Metro MP36PH number 401 with a Metro sticker number lettered Ollie Oliver Tibbles. And our next train would actually be a very shocking surprise, this one being a CPKC Manifest, number 252, out of Nahant, Iowa, down to Bensenville, Illinois, with a KCS Thundercat SD-70 leading the way and a CP Gevo pushing. After 252 cleared, it wouldn't take long for our final train of Bartlett to come into the picture. It would be Metro number 2247. This one had Metro 414 leading. And we start off day number 4 with a positive train. This one would be UPZG2LT out of Global 2 in Chicago down to Lathrop, California. With a mostly EMD lash up, that Gevo in the middle kind of ruined it though. Our next train would be a BNSF train this time. This one would be BNSF local RCHI 458. This one is not the Del Monte local. This one is actually the Oregon local, with 2 BNSF GEs leading a very short train. Then, our next train would be about 2 minutes later. This one would be UP eastbound MNPCH out of North Platte, Nebraska, down to Clearing Yard in Chicago, Illinois with a new paint scheme leader. Then our next train would be an intermodal out of Global 3 Yard. This one would be IG3G4 out of Global 3 in Rochelle down to Global 4 in Joliet with a solo UP GVO and 2 more Union Pacific GEs pushing. Our next train would be another UP, this one being a westbound coal empties. This one would have 2 Union Pacific GEs leading and a Thundercab nose out. The next train would be another coal train, but this wouldn't have better power. This would just have 2 GVOs, some hoppers with sand, and some more coal cars. Not that special. And our next train would be another BNSF train, this one being an intermodal, ZSTP CHC, out of St. Paul, Minnesota, down to Cicero, Illinois, with 3 BNSF GVOs. Our next train would then be probably one of our best trains of the day. This one would be MG3AH out of Global 3 Yard in Rochelle down to Ashland Avenue Yard to the NS interchange. This would have a fresh new paint scheme leader with a old AC44 trailing, lettered Gevo, and an NS Thoroughbred trailing fourth out. And then our next train would be another UP eastbound, this one being ITA G4 out of Port Yard in Tomoka, Washington, down to Global 4 in Joliet. This train was supposed to have SP patch number 6378, but it got dropped off somewhere else. Instead, had a Gevo and a Thundercab Ace leading the way. Okay, hold the phone here. There's two trains coming. One from the east, one from the west. Both auto-wreck trains. The first one we'll see is the one from the east, which you can probably see in the left-hand side, is AMICH out of Milpitas, California, down to Chicago Clearing Yard. And this is loaded auto-wrecks to Clearing Yard. And the second train is another auto-wreck, GBNP out of Gibson, Indiana in the IHB down to North Platte, Nebraska with a solo NS Gevo leading. now our final train of my birthday bash week would be ZCHC SSE out of Cicero, Illinois to South Seattle, Washington. This had a pretty treat second out. Second out would be a BNSF 9716 and SD70 MACE. Would be all for my birthday bash railfanning week. It was a pretty good railfanning week. Rochelle was a big setback. There was supposed to be a few heritage units on the way, like 1996 the Southern Pacific, 1989 the Rio Grande, and 2 Southern Pacific patches, but those never came. Nonetheless, it was really fun, and I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see y'all next time on the next Double B Rail production.